Hey there, how are you? I'm Alanda, and this is me, unscripted. If you are looking for someone who's young, has long, gorgeous hair, the perfect aesthetics, like everything is absolutely beautiful, you should just go because this is not that. I'm not that. This is just me talking to you. And today, what do I have for you? I guess it's kind of an internet rant, but it's also about Xfinity, Comcast, whatever the heck they want to call themselves. It's just this whole thing, plus a little bit of a move update. Now we are packing. I have wine boxes. You can kind of see boxes over there. And yeah, so all of that has started. I am less than pleased. And today it is raining. It is scheduled to rain there's like an 80% chance or something on Friday when we get the keys. I mean, isn't that just terrific? It just figures. What can I say? Forced to move in a pandemic and it's got to rain on me too. Well, anyway, so I don't know why this is. I literally don't. But when I have moved, I don't know, the past several times, maybe every time I've ever moved, I don't know, but I do know this has been going on. For some reason, figuring out internet connection is a giant clusterfuck. I mean, it just is so complex. It never goes smooth. Is that just me? Or do you experience that too? I mean, surely I can't be the only person in the world. I mean, that's just impossible. It just seems, absolutely crazy to think this is the only person in the world that's experiencing this problem, just me. Oh, and by the way, I had put on a bit of makeup, so I know you're impressed, right? And I even changed my shirt finally. I mean, the world is stopping because I made a little effort. Not really, but it was a little effort because I just don't care right now. I mean, this move has got me, if you know what I mean. It's just got me, and I just feel stressed and so out of it. So dealing with getting everything set up, and there is an Amazon rant coming because I've got some issues with trying to make some purchases before I move. I mean, it's been just crazy. It's like, why does everything have to be so complex? I really don't understand. I don't understand why you can't just kind of make it easy and understandable and digestible so that it's just not. That is my other computer. Let me close that. Sorry about it. You're going to just have to deal. But it is. I mean, honestly, it's like, you try to do anything and you think it's not going to be that hard, and they make it more complex, and it's just really pissing me off. So first of all, when we originally moved out of the rice in 2016, the plan was to get like a little satellite dish thing. I forget what it was called, Dish Network or something. Maybe that was it. I can't remember what the options were, but that's what we were going to go with through AT&T until, because the person on the phone, they tell me, oh, it's no problem because of blah, 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 whatever the heck they say. I don't know, but apparently when the dude got there, we weren't facing in the right direction or some crazy ass shit like that. I don't know. They couldn't do it. So there I was, frustrated that I couldn't get that all hooked up. And at the time, we were pissed off at AT&T, and I can't remember exactly why, but I was done with them because I'd had them at the rice, and I was like, I'm just done. I'm switching. And I switched to Xfinity. And so I hauled my ass over to the Xfinity store, which when you look it up, it's like, oh, it's just like 3 minutes from you. Bullshit. I know what the traffic is like from where I am to over at Voss and Westheimer. And I know you don't know where that is, or it could, sometimes it's Hillcroft and Westheimer, but I mean, Hillcroft turns into Voss. Do you have streets like that where you live that has one name, then you get to a certain location, and all of a sudden the name changes? They're all over the place here in Houston. Anyway, so it's over there. Not really convenient, and it certainly takes longer than what they say, like on the little map thing online. I mean, that's a complete and utter lie. It's just complete bullshit. I don't know why they even try. Why do they try to fake you out to make you think it's not that bad? Because it's always worse than what they tell you. And now with COVID and everything, I'm sure they have limited hours, and I'm sure that's even more of a cluster, and I hope I don't have to go over there. So anywho, we end up getting Xfinity, and So you have these gateway boxes. It's the thing, I guess, the modem, whatever, that you hook up. But then you also need like another little box for if you have a second TV. So there's like multiple boxes that you need, that everything has to be hooked up. And I want to say somebody came over, and oh, here was the thing, because we lived in a brand new building. They only made cable ready like one wall, and it wasn't the wall that we were connected to. I mean, it's like, really, that's what you're going to do to people? But now it is. So whoever, moves in, we went through the inconvenience of dealing with all of that, which that was just some kind of crap right there. I mean, why not just make everything ready when somebody moves in initially? Why make it a cluster? I mean, that just doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, you say it's ready, but it's really not. And it was a big inconvenience. So moving on. When we moved out of that place into the place that we lived at before this one, we wanted to, I think we wanted to switch back to AT&T, but we couldn't. So we had to get Xfinity again. And what irritates me about Xfinity, the X1, that is the cable, is that every night that fucker has to shut down and reset because it's updating. Why does it have to update all the time? I mean, what software updates every single day like that? Maybe it does, and I am just unaware. I don't know, but I'm thinking, do you really need to update every single day? Is your software so crappy that you're having to patch it all the time? Because that's just kind of what I think. And I mean, I'm not a software engineer. I don't know. So if you know more than I, let me know in the comments, because really, I don't know. But it just really seems kind of bizarre that in this day and age that something needs to update so frequently. I mean, what other software is updating every damn day, And here's what gets me is that you can set it for the certain time. That's Chalupa or Tamale behind me. If you hear weird random noises, those are my dogs, just deal. So anyhow, you can set it for the time that you want it to, do its update thing. Well, I don't know about you, but I go to sleep with the TV on, and I sometimes wake up during the middle of the night and I can't go back to sleep. So I find something that will lull me to sleep. So setting it at a particular time, what would happen is if it popped off, that wakes me up. So that's not helpful. I don't like the fact that it has to always constantly reset. So when we move to where we are right now, it's like, okay, we're going back to AT&T. We're cutting the cord. We don't want this cable thing anymore because it's outrageous. Because we had every single channel there is, and HBO, Showtime. I mean, it's like we had it all, and that's expensive. So I'm like, you know what? Let's cut the cord, because we have Amazon Prime, we have Hulu, we have Netflix. I mean, we should be good, and I can watch me some YouTube. And we ended up getting YouTube TV, which I have but they've gone up $15 recently, and I don't really think it's $15 worth. But the only thing is that at least with YouTube TV, if I want to cut it out, I can. I'm not under some kind of damn contract like you are if you sign up with Xfinity. Then you're under a damn contract, with all their crap. That's my understanding, at least. So we had AT&T here. And for some reason, even though we live in the fourth largest city, we live in Houston, smack dab, city center. It's not like we're out, way far in the burbs or anything. We are in the city. And I swear our connectivity sucks so bad. I mean, forever and a day, I'll be in a meeting. I work with people worldwide and everything, #not MLM. I don't know why I always feel like I have to say that, but I guess I do, because I was burned by multi-level marketing. So if I say I work from home, I always have to just have the qualifier of it's not multi-level marketing, because it's not. Anywho, my other channel, the Recovering Hunbot, that's the channel where I cover all anti-multi-level marketing. So if you are thinking of joining an MLM, you may want to pop over there and check it out, and you might rethink that whole idea. Just saying. Anywho, so over here, we get AT&T, and the guy comes out and he has to figure out where to put the little thing. And we have this little extra thing. The lights are always green, but I lose connectivity all the time, or it'll say internet unstable. What else am I supposed to do? I mean, again, I'm not out in the boonies. I'm not in BFE. I am right in the middle of the city. Why is it so difficult to get good internet connection? I have no idea. This is just, it befuddles me. So now we have to move, not by choice. Who in their right mind is going to up and decide in the middle of a pandemic, living in a hot spot where there's cases all over the place and you're high risk? Why in the hell would you be like, now's the perfect time to move? No, we were ready to hunker down. We're just going to stay here. But alas, no. They had to sell the building and be like, yo, you got to get out. And I was less than thrilled. I mean, obviously, I hope you're picking that up, right? But I'm not real thrilled about having to do this. It's a pain in my ass. Who likes moving? Do you like moving? Who in the world really enjoys moving? It's always a pain. It never goes just smoothly. Even if you have like this perfect list, and I've done that when I've moved across country, perfect list and check off everything, there's always something that goes wrong. That's just how it is, First world problems, what can I say? That's how this shit is. Doesn't mean I have to like it. And you know what? I feel better just kind of venting about it, because then I can kind of just like move on. Because, right now, I have my dogs I can talk to. My husband's here right now, but I don't work with people like, in the same space. And even before all this stuff went down, I worked from home. Again, hashtag not MLM. It's not like I'm interfacing with people, and I haven't for a while. So I don't have anyone to like talk to, because don't you have to like sometimes just talk to somebody about the bullshit that's happening in your life, of whatever it is that is irritating you? And it's not that I'm a sour person. I'm a pretty, happy-go-lucky person, but things do irritate me. Things do piss me off. Things do make me go, why is this so complex? It doesn't have to be. It honestly doesn't have to be this challenging, and yet it is. So now we're going to move, and I'm like, okay, we already have all this equipment from AT&T. Let's just do that, and I'll be able to just plug things in, boom, 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 and we're done. We can't get enough high-speed internet access over at the new address. I say it again, okay? We're in the 4th largest city in the city center, and there's not high-speed internet for AT&T over at that address. Granted, the connectivity here is shit. There's not high-speed anything going on here. There's just not. So now comes the entire cluster of having to deal with now what? So I think, you know what? Let's just see what's available in all of Houston. Well, it boils down to, you're going to get AT&T or Xfinity. Them's the choices. There's some other bullshit, but it's like I'm looking at them going, I don't even know what this is. What is this? Sally Sue's, internet or whatever. It's like some weird off-brand generic, or I don't know what. So that's not even a choice. It's like, okay, that's off the table. So them's the choices: Xfinity, Comcast, or AT&T. Well, AT&T I can't get, so that leaves Xfinity, right? So you think it's going to be easy, but no, it's not. They have to make it really complex. And I go online, so I'm trying to understand things, because all I want is just to be able to get on the internet and have our shit work. I don't need a bazillion channels, because let's face it, right now, it's not like new TV shows are being filmed. And I'm a huge Walking Dead fan. They haven't started filming for season 11. Hell, they haven't even released, season 10 finale. So there's not anything going on. And I don't even know when Fear the Walking Dead is going to be coming out, or if it's coming out this year. So I'm clueless. I need to look that up. That just reminded me, I need to look that up. So there I am going like, I don't need a bunch of channels. I really don't. And we don't need anybody giving us channels, because guess what? We have some rabbit ears on both of the TVs, so that we can get the local channels and don't need cable. That's something that, they don't tell you about. You just have to kind of find this out, or someone tells you. It's like, I had no idea until last year, until our friend Erin told us about this. And I'm like, well, let's do that. Why not? Now, granted, with YouTube TV, I'm able to get the local channels, but it's good to know that I can still get something. Even if I didn't want anything else, I can still get the locals and still do my streaming, because honestly, right now, that's all I need. I don't need everything else. There's just not a lot happening. And, all these streaming services, there's plenty on there. If you can't find enough to watch on there, then I just don't know what to tell you. And besides that, I watch a lot of people on YouTube, things to entertain me, true crime stuff, Peter Mon, just different things, that I like to watch that relax me. And that by far is better than a lot of the shows that you can see out there. I don't even know what's popular right now. I don't really care. Anywho, so now I'm like, okay, I'm looking at all of this, trying to figure it out. So I think I'm going to call and get some answers. I swear it was like 3 or 4 calls and still confusing. Even one call with my husband right here because he's trying to understand everything too, because we got off from one of the calls and I'm telling him X1 is cable. No, that's not what the guy said. He said it's streaming. I'm like, it's cable. And he didn't believe me. And so I had to call again when he wasn't here and wrote it down. X1 is cable. And they're trying to get us to do this like double play, like get more than one whatever, because they have mobile phone, internet, and TV. And with TV, that's their cable. So you can get a buttload of channels, which I don't need right now. Who needs all the damn channels right now? Who really needs all that shit right now? Not me. And so it's, they're trying to give me all this, rigmarole of like all of this stuff. And I feel like I'm being boxed into stuff that I don't need. And so I have to end that call because I've just reached my threshold of I'm pissed, I'm frustrated. I can't believe that this is taking so long and it's so confusing. So I get off the phone and my husband's like, well, I'll call unless you calm down and figure it out. So I give it until the next day and I'm like, let me just go on and look, because now I see, oh, look, there's somewhere on the site that just talks about internet. That's all I need. That's what I've been communicating. But yet they're trying to shove me into something where I'm getting their damn TV service too. I don't want your fucking TV service. I don't need it. All I need is me some internet because I can get the local channels through my rabbit ears. I don't need this other stuff. So I figure, you know what, I'll do that. So I go through the process online to order it. And that's when they get you, because, you see a particular price and you think, okay, that's going to be how much it is. Nope, because you're going to need to get this gateway thing unless you have your own equipment. And there's like these little add-on things. Why don't you show me all of that shit up front? Why do you have to hide that and make me think it's going to be a particular price when in reality, damn well it's going to cost more? That I think is really shitty. It's irritating. So I go through all of this and my husband and I had decided, okay, we need this amount of speed. We had talked about it. I made my decision. I go through everything to order it and I have to pay like $25 when I enter all my stuff and it won't go through. And I'm like, what the hell? And I'm so confused. I'm like, why isn't this all going through? Is it because, I'm not ordering enough crap, so they're going to force me to talk to someone? Which they start a little chat with me. Well, that just pissed me off. And that went nowhere real fast because that is just not helpful. It's like, I need to talk to someone. But the last thing I want to do is get on the damn phone and talk to any of these fools because I know they're going to try to upsell me on something. And all I want is a stinking internet. That's it. That's all I need. So irritating. And so I think it was like the next day I get a text, and in the text it's like, your whatever service, the equipment is being sent. So I'm like, well, did the order actually go through, but it just pretended like it didn't go through? Because I got some kind of error message. I don't understand this. And I didn't want to call them again. And I looked in my bank and I see processing. And I'm like, okay. So what does this mean? Well, I made my husband get on the phone with all of that because I was done at that time. Thank goodness I'm married and he can pick up that slack when I had completely reached the threshold of like, I am about to just smack someone. You know what I mean? So he ends up asking me questions. And I'm wound up. I will tell you that. I am wound up. And, I'm probably not the most pleasant person to deal with at this point in time because I'm wound up. But I give him what information I have. And then when I finally talked to him again, we were getting 300 Mbps, megabytes per second. Is that what it is? I get all those initial things confused, whatever. And so when he was on the phone, the person told me, it's like, oh, all you really need is the 200. And it's like, I've never had somebody like downsell you because, they always want you to get more, never less. But I would rather have less and then add to it. What I don't like is like having that contract, Why can't I just kind of pick and choose when I want? Why do you have to tie me to a damn contract? I think that is just crappy. So that's my rant right now about what's going on with getting the internet. Supposedly, the stuff will arrive Friday. That's when we get the keys. And I found out that I'm going to have to be present for when CenterPoint comes to give us like gas, and I don't know where any of that damn stuff is. I didn't think I was going to have to be present. I mean, I'm supposed to work during the day, but yet now I'm going to have to drag my ass over there on Friday. And again, there's 80% chance of rain. Of course there is. So that's it. Thanks so much for listening to me. I hope you are safe and are having a great day. And remember, you're beautiful and I love you.